Well, I'm back here. I got some more interesting news. Let's see what we got here. We got some interesting things happening in the UK with the poor and hungry being sent to charity food banks because the government can't handle paying for them, basically like an unemployment or food stamp kind of thing. They're just sending them to the food banks. Go to the food banks, you schmucks. Yeah, you guys are subhuman. You're not real people. We are, because we have high powers here. The rest of you guys suck an egg and go stand in line at the food bank. And if the food banks run out of money, sorry about your luck. So, I'm going to go ahead. I might as well go ahead and start with that one. Job centers to send poor and hungry to charity food banks. Christian Trust is set to hand out parcels to 100,000 people this year. Tens of thousands of benefit claimants will be referred to food banks by the government, which is worried that many Brits face a stark choice: starvation or feeding themselves by begging or stealing. Remember I talked to you a little bit about Argentina once or twice or 5 or 6 times on how people dressed in nice ties, shirt, business attires, big, the corporate world, when their whole collapse happened, like within a day or two, they were out in the streets, people like that who lost their jobs and were completely gone, couldn't get to the banks because the banks were closed down by the government, were out there rioting, stealing, looting, the whole 9 yards. I'm talking about people who did the right thing. I love that word. I love that, not that word, that phrase. Do the right thing. You gotta do the right thing. No, don't file bankruptcy, even though you're more than qualified to do that right now. Do the right thing. Pay off that debt. Them bankers gotta eat too, you know. He's got 17 houses in 3 different countries, you know. He's gotta eat too. Who do you think you are, bozo? Incredible. From tomorrow, job centers in England and Wales will refer the needy to charity-run food banks that will give them a food parcel. It is the first time in living memory that hungry people will have been passed on to charities in this way. First time in living memory. The 2008 economic crisis. First time in living memory also that kind of event happened. Interesting, isn't it? It's not going away. The economy is not getting better. And for everyone who wants to wave their little American flags and have a picture of Obama, I got your back, Barack. These little cute little sayings. You're going to have his back while your sorry ass is in the food line too. And just before you get your little voucher from the government, they're going to say, oh, we're no longer handing these out. But over on Normandy and Weston streets, you can go to the church over there. They've got a little food bank. Oh, you guys don't have food stamps no more. Oh, yeah, we just canceled that program. Like, 3 people in front of you. Sorry about that. Oh, okay. Let me go over to that church. Out of business. Door closes. Oh, too many people taking food from us. Oh. And we've been broken into several nights now, and the entire food storage has been cleaned out. Oh, from a church? A holy place? Come on. These people must be sick, bad beasts of people. No, not really. They're just hungry and starving, and the government just took a massive dump on them. What would you do? You would do anything to feed your kids and your wife or husband, whatever you are, your family. You would do anything, including stealing, including breaking in, including breaking into a church and stealing their food. Trust me, you'd come up with a real logical explanation, and it goes something like this. Okay, I haven't eaten in 2 days. My kids are screaming and crying. I can't take it anymore. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. My stomach is killing me. My body is forcing me to walk down the street right now because I know there's food over there, and I'm going to get it and eat it. It's pretty simple, actually. You don't think about morals and I'm a good person and I wouldn't do that. You may come across that at first and yeah, I shouldn't do that. I don't want to steal. you're not supposed to steal, and the government should be helping me, and I supported the president, and now he's kind of took a dump on me. But it's not his fault. It's not his fault. Yeah, don't go there. It's not his fault. It was the people before him that gave him that, and he's trying to fix it. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I feel good now. And he's trying to fix it, and it's just having a hard time. It's going to take a little longer, so I'll just have to put out a little longer and wait. But my belly hasn't eaten in 2 days, so while I'm waiting, I'm going to go mosey on over here to this church real quick, because I know they got food, and I'm going to break in. But I'm just taking food. I'm not taking equipment, so maybe God won't be too upset with me when I do that. They're going to go through all these little emotions and thoughts, and at the end of the day, a hungry person is not going to starve to death. They will do anything to eat. End of discussion. The move comes amid growing levels of food poverty, fueled by rising food prices and high rates of unemployment. No. Unemployment? What are we talking about? Isn't the unemployment level like just a few percent? Several percent? That's what the government official numbers are. I mean, how could it possibly be fueled by high rates of unemployment and rising food prices? Because again, we don't have inflation either. It's, what, 2 or 3%? Sometimes 2% mostly. There's no way there's rising food prices. What are they talking about? I just looked at the government numbers for the last 2 and 3 years. They said there's no inflation really taking place. Unless, wait, there's the fine print, like on the commercials, come try Zoltrex. Zoltrex, to make you feel better or whatever issue you have. And then the fine, as you see this lady there, she was depressed at first in this dark, gloomy picture. And then the music changes and light comes out. She's standing by a tree, smelling and breathing the fresh air. And as that is taking place, the small fine print comes across the screen. May cause death, may cause your hair to fall out, may cause your nose and ears to fall off, may cause you to stop breathing and have a heart attack. Please consult your doctor to see if Zoltrex is right for you. If you even pick up the phone, you're a bozo. You should change the channel immediately, much less call your freaking doctor, who probably has some Zoltrex, I just made that word up, that was given to him because he's going to write a prescription for you to get that, and they're going to give him a nice little kickback. He's like an affiliate marketer now. Doctors aren't doctors, they're in affiliate marketing now. If many people as I can put on these prescriptions, I get a kickback. So it's like a little business model on top of already getting paid hefty as a doctor. Boy, this is a great world we live in. This is a great country we live in, isn't it? The scheme will operate from more than 70 food banks run by the Trussell Trust, a Christian charity. It will open another 60 in the next 6 months. There's already 70 run by this group, and it's going to open another 60, basically another 100% in the next 6 months. Why would they do that? Who are these people? Give me their phone number. I'm going to call them. The recession officially ended in April of 2009. That's what we were told. Don't these people watch the news and read the papers? What world are they living on? Why do you need to open 60 more food banks when you already have 70, for God's sakes? And we're not in a recession, nor are we entering another recession or a depression. That's the old news. No, we're about to get on the path to recovery, son. But they're going to open 60 more food banks. And by their deeds you shall know them. By their deeds, not what their filthy mouths say. The recession's over. Wall Street's going to go to the moon. It'll be great. Gold and silver, don't waste your time in that. Your 401k is going to be great. I'm going to take the troops back immediately when I take office, and I'm not going to bail out these banks, and then it actually bails them out. And all the talking, what did they do? Everything that he said they were doing, they didn't do. And by their deeds you shall know them. So I don't care what people say. The deed is that this Christian group is opening 60 more in the next 6 months. Boy, demand must be furious. There must be a fury of people coming in there. But that can't happen because unemployment doesn't exist and rising food prices doesn't exist, right? Interesting, isn't it? A claimant, well, let's see, let me go back. Under the scheme, which I agree, scheme sounds good, people whose benefits have been delayed or have been refused crisis loans will be referred to their local food bank. A claimant will be limited to 3 consecutive referrals, each time giving them enough food for 3 days. 3 days, boy. That ought to do the trick. They will be given basics such as tinned soup, baked beans, meat, fish, and pasta. The scheme will operate from more than 70 food banks run by that group. It's going to open the next 60 in the next 6 months. We are forecasting that we will need to feed somewhere between 90,000 and 100,000 this fiscal year, he said. And we expect 30 to 40% of those to be caused by problems over their benefits. So when it said under the scheme, people whose benefits have been delayed or have been refused crises loans will be referred to the local food bank. And you're going to find out that, pretty much everybody who goes to the government is going to be referred to the crisis food bank. Get these peasants out of our face. You guys used to be good taxpayers. You used to pay all your taxes for 30, 40 years of your life. Now this crisis has hit, but we got to take care of the bankers. Screw you. Thanks for paying all that time. Piss off and go to the food bank, you peasant. As Gerald Celente says 1,000 times, when people lose it, when people have nothing else left to lose, they lose it. And it's already happened several times. You've already heard of cases, people going to these military bases, shooting people, other situations. I mean, shooting at the cops, whatever. The guy ran out the other day, killed 7 people. 3 or 4 of them happened, by coincidence, happened to be either National Guard or some kind of military people sitting down, and he went up and shot them all. Okay. When people have lost everything and they have nothing else left to lose, something snaps inside and they lose it. And guess who the target is? Some people, the target's going to be my nearest neighbor, or the next, black person I see because I'm a racist, or the next Asian or the next Middle Eastern person because they're the ones that are the terrorists and they cause all these problems, and whatever. But there's going to be a lot of people who really know who's the problem, and it's everybody that we elected is the problem. And they will snap in their mind, and a little target's going to come on them, and they're going to make that person pay. Again, I'm not telling you this because I'm some kind of psychic or that I know someone who's going to do this. I sure as hell ain't. But I know history, and history already guarantees it. Many times of past history, not that long ago. Again, the French Revolution was not that long ago. And I think we as in today's society, are going to see the new French Revolution take place. And according to the Webbot, it says pay attention to Ireland, because their thing starts in 2012, where they get austerity measures hammered down their throat. And impression I'm getting is that they're not going to put up with it, and they're going to, as the Webbot said, set the bar high on how they handle their situation, and for the rest of us to pay close attention to them, because they're going to set the bar high, and you better pay attention to how they handle it, because that's how it needs to be handled. Apparently. That was out of the Webbot report. So, that's okay, that's the UK. Am I talking about some poor African nation, some poor Middle Eastern third world country, like my sister used to always tell me? I sent her stuff. This is America, not the third world country. I'd get that all the time. This is America, not the third world country. No, but it's going to be, and I used to tell her, and this is 2009. In 2 years, according to Lindsay Williams, my sister, according to Lindsay Williams, 2 years, you won't recognize America. We are going to be taken from first world to third world status. We may not be third world status completely in 2 years, but he said you will recognize that there's a massive change, and you would not recognize this country as being the country you thought it was or whatever by that time. You will have seen enough things, at least if you're paying attention, to make you say, yeah, this isn't my country that I thought it was. It used to be. And again, we're talking about the UK, our big brother, sister, whatever, first world country by far. All of our thoughts and friends and wars and everything we all came from over there, so whatever. So now the other story. Things get worse as Troika reportedly demands massive new spending cuts in Greece. What is the Troika? Don't you love how they put these words together so the average person, as Troika reported, I wonder what Troika is. That's probably some Greek word. Yeah, you could say that. But what it stands for is the EU, which, European Union, the European Central Bank, and the IMF. That's what the Troika is. In other words, the bailout facilities that gave Greece hundreds of billions of dollars now, that knows they can't pay it back, are still demanding they pay it back, and now they want new massive austerity measures on top of the already disgusting austerity measures they already implemented. Got a feeling Greece is about to be set on fire here shortly, if they don't hurry up and declare bankruptcy. None of the news coming out of Greece this weekend has been reassuring, starting with the dramatic development where George Papandreou, which is their prime minister, aka president, had to turn his plane around while en route to Washington, D.C., in order to attend to matters back in Athens. Boy, it sounds like something pretty serious, doesn't it? When you tell the club, F off, there's something more important back at Greece, like they're setting my mansion on fire or something, who knows. We'll make up a date a little later, alright? Okay. Now, according to a Greek newspaper, the Troika, again, the EU, the ECB, and the IMF, is demanding the Prime Minister or his government sack another 100,000 public sector workers over the next 2 years in exchange for the next tranche of bailout money. This is financial terrorism, is it not? And as George Bush said, I'm going to use his line. George Bush Jr., little bozo Bush. You're either with the terrorists, or you're with us. Whatever. We're against the terrorists, is what he was saying. So, or what was the other stupid saying he had? You screw me once, shame on you. You screw me twice, well, you ain't gonna screw me twice. You freaking bozo, shut the hell up and get your sorry ass back to Texas. Freaking idiot. But I'm gonna use his saying, which is what I just told you. Again, let me start over. Demanding that the Prime Minister sack another 100,000 public sector workers over the next 2 years in exchange for the next tranche of bailout money. That is a terrorist demand. Right? We're going to blow this plane up with all these people on it unless you bring us, $1 million. Well, that's the demand. We are not going to give you money so you can continue living and working unless you shave off 100,000 public sector worker jobs over the next 2 years. Which is ultimately how this goes. The Troika is also demanding deeper pension cuts than had been planned to. Ready for my favorite word? Greek government unexpectedly has to make bigger cuts in pension plans than previously planned. Unexpectedly. It started raining, we were out here playing football, unexpectedly these clouds came over and rained. That's what unexpectedly means. This crap is so predictable, a bozo could do it. A monkey could do this. Deeper than planned. I already told you this thing's done. It will collapse. One way or the other, Greece will default. Unless they just say, here's all the money, Greece, don't pay it back. We'll just add that to the balance sheet or something and it doesn't go anywhere. It's free money. In that case, maybe Greece wouldn't default. But that's not going to happen. They're going to demand their money. Therefore, Greece is going to default. So, further compounding worries is that the Troika will not be heading to Athens as planned on Monday and will instead be doing a teleconference. I wonder why that is. Because they're scared of the Greek people. They don't want to show up when they have to face the Greek people and tell them as part of the plan, 100,000 of you are going to lose jobs. Oh, and by the way, make way for our red carpet exit and entrance. Our helicopter's waiting. We're going to get right through you people. And I bet old Riot Dog is going to be on the front lines ready to bite someone's ass. All in all, markets will be opening on Monday, most likely, without any sense that things are closer to resolved. In fact, the opposite. Hold on, let me read that over. All in all, markets will be opening on Monday, most likely, without any sense that things are closer to resolved. In fact, the opposite, since last week it looked like the next tranche of bailout money was a done deal. What is this? See also, here's who gets crushed if Greek defaults. Let me just take a peek at this. Japanese banks hold 432 million of Greek debt. Okay. Spanish banks hold 540 million. U.S. banks hold 1.5 billion. Italian banks hold 2.35 billion. UK banks hold 3.4 billion. French banks hold basically 15 billion. German banks hold almost 23 billion. And Greek banks themselves hold 62.8 billion. And keep in mind, when I say Greek banks, that means the JP Morgans of Greece. The big banks, the too big to fails of Greece. I don't mean like the Greek central bank, because there is no Greek central bank. There's only a European Union with its central bank, the European Central Bank. So there are local banks in Greece. Those are the banks that are holding a massive amount of the Greek debt. So, just incredible. This is not going away. It's not getting any better, as I said 1,000 times. That's why I always advocate getting silver, because as they continue pumping money into this crap, and it appears that there is no end in sight, gold and silver can only go up. And there's no telling when these fools are going to finally pull the plug and stop, and that'll probably be around the time where they let it all collapse and then try to restructure it to some kind of world system. But before that time, it will probably be the time you'll want to sell your silver or gold, because it will have skyrocketed so much it'll make you sick. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.